Both Abbie Burnett and John David Duggar are known for their honesty. To put it another way, in comparison to his siblings, fans have a very positive impression of John David and Abbie, despite the fact that they do not always publish images of their family from time to time. This has nothing to do with adhering to Jim Bob's notorious rules. Their supporters claim that they violated those restrictions both before and after they got married. Fans, on the other hand, are describing this privacy-conscious Duggar marriage as the most real individual within the group. Fans are not as likely to hear from Abbie Grace Burnett and John David Duggar as they once were. Abbie and John David have been married for a total of 6 complete years. They have, for the most part, avoided the spotlight, particularly after TLC eventually decided to end the show Counting On earlier this year. In spite of this, John David and Abbie were able to establish themselves as fan favorites during their tenure on reality television. This was due in part to the fact that they waited a little bit longer than others of John David's siblings in the Duggar family to be married. In addition, Abbie has a history in nursing, which is a significant improvement over the situation of some of the cult spouses who were denied any kind of serious education. On the other hand, fans believed that John David and Abbie have a level of sincerity that many of his siblings in the Duggar family did not possess. In the first place, it appeared like the two were breaking the regulations here and there. Moreover, it appeared that they did not have a desire for fame. Not for their own benefit, not for financial gain, and not to further Jim Bob's objective that is warped. To give you an example, were you aware that John David and Abbie recently celebrated their anniversary? They opted for a staycation for a few days rather than, for example, going on a sponsored trip that involved watching lengthy videos and making them feel like they were in a commercial. Their anniversary was celebrated in a low-key manner by John David Duggar and Abbie Burnett. In the beginning of November, the couple had pleasure in their staycation despite the absence of their children. This is not in line with the philosophy that Jim Bob and Michelle advocate for, but it is something that many parents can relate to because they love their children but also want to take some time off sometimes. If you and your spouse are celebrating your anniversary, I strongly suggest that you take a kid-free staycation together. On Instagram, Abbie Burnett posted a message. This year, we needed to celebrate by spending quality time together at home, where we could relax, have fun, and enjoy one another's company. Along with the description, Abbie uploaded a series of photographs that showed the couple having a good time together. These photographs can be seen in the image that is located above. In the comments, the adulation started to pour in thick and fast. The most genuine and open-minded of all the Duggar relatives. One of your Instagram followers gushed by saying, "You two are so adorable," and further reader remarked on how great John David and Abbie appear in the photographs they shared. How are they able to maintain such a natural appearance? It is obvious that being raised in a cult or watching reality television as a child will alter the course of your life in an irreversible manner. Not only does John David not deviate from this rule, but neither do any of his Duggar siblings at all. Both he and Abbie, however, have made their decisions. Today, they have a life that is relatively typical for them. Forget about reality TV cameras, novels, and television specials. It is true that they go to family gatherings such as weddings. Not only that, but they continue to post photographs from the travels that they go on. However, these are everyday activities, and it gives the impression that they are more grounded in reality than John David's family, who are more focused on their mission responsibilities. Perhaps it is accurate. Another possibility is that they are simply very skilled at projecting this impression. On the other hand, supporters adore it. The Duggar family, widely known for their appearance on the reality show 19 Kids and Counting, later Counting On, has captivated audiences with their unique family dynamic, conservative values, and ever-expanding clan. While many of the Duggar children have been in the public eye for years, it is John David Duggar and his wife Abbie Burnett who have recently garnered praise as the realest couple in the family. Their relationship has resonated with many fans, not only because of their refreshing authenticity, but also due to their more grounded approach to family life, which contrasts with the sometimes overly idealized portrayal of the Duggar family. A breath of fresh air in the Duggar family. The Duggar family is often associated with traditional values, conservative Christian teachings, and a lifestyle that revolves around family, faith, and service. For years, the family's public image has been characterized by its disciplined routines, strict courtship rules, and emphasis on gender roles. However, John David and Abbie's relationship has been praised for standing out in a way that feels more relatable and down-to-earth, especially for those familiar with the Duggar family's highly curated image. While John David, like his siblings, was raised in this environment, he and Abbie's approach to life and their marriage has appeared refreshingly modern in comparison. Their willingness to show the ups and downs of their relationship, share candid moments with the public, and maintain a sense of humor about their lives has endeared them to fans who appreciate authenticity over perfection. The courtship story, a departure from the norm. When John David Duggar and Abbie Burnett's courtship became public, it was clear that their relationship would not follow the traditional Duggar narrative. Most Duggar children, including John David, adhered to a strict courtship process, which is a form of dating that prohibits physical contact before marriage and involves a heavy emphasis on family approval and guidance. Courtships, particularly in the Duggar family, often follow a very predictable arc: initial interest, a formal announcement, engagement, and then the wedding, all within a relatively short time frame. John David and Abbie's courtship was different from the outset. Abbie, a nurse from Oklahoma, had a life and career of her own before meeting John David. She wasn't another girl from the Duggar family's network of potential suitors, and their relationship seemed to develop with a bit more room for individuality. Their courtship was marked by a deeper sense of personal compatibility and mutual respect, rather than simply following a prescribed family script. Abbie's warm personality and independence contrasted with the more reserved and conventional Duggar atmosphere. Her openness about her faith, but also her willingness to embrace the Duggar family's sometimes restrictive norms without losing herself in the process, was seen as a refreshing approach. She seemed more willing to challenge the family's rigid structure while still respecting its core values. Unlike some of the Duggar courtships that have come under scrutiny for their highly controlled nature, John David and Abbie's relationship felt more like an equal partnership, built on a solid foundation of trust and communication. Abbie even reportedly helped John David with his pilot training, a career path he chose later in life, showing that their relationship was more about mutual support and personal growth rather than simply fulfilling a specific role in the family narrative. Marriage and parenthood, navigating life on their terms. John David and Abbie married in November 2018, and their marriage was a celebration of both faith and personal connection. What made their union stand out even more was their decision to build their family on their own terms. While the Duggar family is famous for having large families, John David and Abbie took their time and didn't rush to follow the family's typical trajectory of quickly having children. Their decision to wait a little longer to start a family showed a more realistic approach to marriage and parenthood, especially compared to some of their siblings, who often seemed to follow a faster-paced lifestyle. They weren't just adhering to the Duggar family's expectations, instead they were living life in a way that felt authentic to their shared goals, and their fans loved them for it. The couple's journey to parenthood was not without its challenges. In early 2020, they experienced a miscarriage, a painful event that Abbie bravely shared with the public. While miscarriages are a deeply personal experience, sharing their grief allowed the couple to connect with fans on a more human level, showing that even those with large platforms are not immune to life's difficult moments. Abbie's transparency about her emotions during this period resonated with many women who had gone through similar losses. It was clear that John David was there to support her every step of the way, proving that their marriage was grounded in true partnership. In 2020, the couple announced they were expecting again, and in 2021, they welcomed their daughter, Gracie. While the news of their pregnancy was joyful, it was also a testament to the couple's resilience and faith. Their ability to share both the highs and the lows of their journey demonstrated their willingness to be vulnerable and authentic with their audience, which is rare in a family often seen as trying to uphold an idealized image of perfection. The realist couple. What makes them stand out? So, what is it that makes John David Duggar and Abbie Burnett the realist couple in the Duggar family? For many fans, it's their ability to be both true to themselves and to their faith, while also living in a way that feels approachable and genuine. In an environment that often seems rigid and controlled, they have found a way to maintain their individuality while still remaining deeply committed to their beliefs and their family. Their public personas also reflect a sense of humor and relatability that many of the Duggar children don't always display. Abbie, for example, often shares lighthearted moments and humorous observations on social media, showing that even within the Duggar framework of faith and family, there's room for fun and personality. Similarly, John David's calm demeanor and sense of humor are often evident, making him stand out as someone who doesn't take himself too seriously despite the pressures of being part of such a high-profile family. Moreover, their relationship exemplifies the idea of growth and change. As a couple, John David and Abbie have been willing to evolve both in their personal and public lives. Whether it's their approach to their marriage, how they handle parenthood, or how they share their lives with their followers, the couple's commitment to authenticity is clear. In a family where certain aspects of life are highly scripted and traditional, John David and Abbie's approach feels more flexible and open to change. They've found a balance between embracing the Duggar family's values and staying true to themselves as individuals, and that blend is what makes them feel real to so many. The Duggar family's influence on public perception. The Duggar family's public image has long been intertwined with the idea of traditionalism, a conservative way of living that often comes with its own set of challenges and criticisms. Over the years, many fans have expressed frustration with the family's emphasis on rigid gender roles and courtship rules that seem to limit personal freedom. John David and Abbie's relationship provides a much-needed contrast to this, as they have embraced a more balanced and human approach to family life. Their transparency about their struggles, their willingness to show vulnerability, and their shared commitment to one another all add depth to their public personas. Rather than attempting to conform to the pressures and expectations that come with being a Duggar, they have chosen to navigate their lives with authenticity and integrity. This choice has earned them admiration from fans who appreciate seeing the real, unpolished side of their relationship. The future for John David and Abbie Duggar. As John David and Abbie Duggar continue to carve out their own path in the Duggar family, it's clear that their influence within the family dynamic will only grow. They are setting an example of what it means to be both deeply committed to one's values and to live a life that reflects one's true self. While it's impossible to predict what the future holds for the Duggar family, it's safe to say that John David and Abbie have created a narrative for themselves that transcends the typical Duggar mold. Their story is one of love, faith, and growth, and it serves as a reminder that even within highly structured environments, there's always room for authenticity. In a family where the pursuit of perfection can sometimes overshadow the need for true connection, John David and Abbie Duggar have managed to create a relationship that feels real and relatable, a feat that has earned them the title of the realest couple in the Duggar family. Their authenticity, coupled with their genuine love for each other, serves as an inspiration to fans and a welcome departure from the sometimes over-polished world of reality TV.